Yep. I bought patterns and I keep lying to myself like, I'm gonna stop buying patterns, but we already know that's a lie. Well, I bought some patterns for Father's Day because even though I'm not nobody's daddy, but I act like it sometimes, I figured I needed some patterns too. So here we are. So without further ado, let me share my Father's Day haul with you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Rochelle, and I would say I'm the girl that gives you all the pattern sales, but we haven't been doing that, so let me stop saying that, okay? But I do give you all the sew-alongs and behind the scenes of any and everything in between. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys patterns that I picked up because even though I'm not a daddy or a father or any of that, you might as well say, I wear several hats. So I felt like even though like daddies don't get anything on Mother's Day, I wanted to get something on Father's Day. Okay? Because I service myself too. Sometimes we gotta pay mama and daddy. So I had to give me some patterns too. So without further ado, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys patterns that I picked up on simplicity.com, but I also picked up some on VikiSews. So let's go ahead and get into the patterns that I picked up on simplicity.com first. All right, so on simplicity.com, I think I picked up like 8 patterns. I think I picked up 8 patterns on simplicity.com and then like 9-ish patterns on VikiSews. All right, so let's start with simplicity.com first. Now I picked these all up in PDF simply because like, come on, we already know that shipping's been delayed. Yeah, let's just say that. Shipping's been delayed, so I picked them up in PDF. So, starting off with the first one, and I will put these up on the screen so you're able to see it, because we're going to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point, and I'm going to be telling you guys why I picked it up and where I see myself making it. All right, so the first pattern that I picked up is, all of these are Macall's, because this was doing the Macall's new look pattern sale that just happened last week that ended on the 12th. I think it was like, no, it started like on the 12th or 13th and ended on the 16th. Now, when I'm recording this, it is the 16th. Or is it the 15th? It's the 15th. I'm sorry. It's Father's Day. But when you're seeing it, it's past Father's Day. So, happy belated Father's Day for those mothers who play fathers and those daddies who's in their kid's life. So the first pattern is Macall's 5668. All of these are Macall, so I'm just going to tell you the number. It is a Mrs. Wing collar jacket. Now, by Nancy Zimmerman. And the reason why I picked this pattern up is because I like the fold back wing collar, the splits at the side seams, and I like that 3/4 quarter length line sleeve there as well. This pattern is out of print. Now, I have sewn this pattern before, like 2018 time frame, and I needed a new fresh copy because listen, that pattern is I did the pattern like 2-3 years after having my daughter, and I've been like wanting to do this pattern again. And I feel like because this one doesn't have like buttons, buttonholes, it's like an easy open jacket. So that's why I picked it up. Now, just kind of give you like notions or anything like that. It's optional, but the only notion that you're gonna need is, it's optional, but you could use shoulder pads. But then view B, you also have like a purchase belt. You could do that as well. But this is pretty much a no notion pattern, which I love. So it had to go on the books again. Once again, it is Macall's 5668. Moving over to the next pattern. Next up is a pattern that I've been looking for forever. Now I have this pattern in a paper pattern. However, I used it for, guess who? You're wrong. He was getting ready to say my husband, because if you've been missing my life, you know how many times my husband have said that he wanted a shirt. He still hasn't gotten one. So I decided to go ahead and pick up this pattern for all you ladies who was literally giving me the business on episode 1 of my work in progress summer live series, which will be back next Friday, the 27th. Yes, I'm taking this Friday off because it'll be my son's birthday. So we're taking this Friday off. We're going to sleep and eat and be merry and have fun. But June 27th, I will be live again for another episode number 3. I'll let you know what my theme is going to be when that time comes. But I picked up McCall's 6044. Now, this is actually a men's button-down shirt. Like I said, I have it in the paper pattern, but I used it for myself. I know I'm selfish like that. Just a little bit. But I picked it up in PDF for the hub. So for all the ladies who was literally giving me the business about the hub not having a t-shirt, right? Or a button-down shirt. And y'all know, if you missed that episode, you got to go there because it was hilarious. The man went and found 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fabrics from outside in the stash. So I think I may sew him one. Wish me luck. All right, but we got to do a couple of muslins first. And then we'll sew something. And if I sew something, y'all will see it. But that's 6044. Moving over to the next pattern. Next up, old school pattern 6209. Now this pattern, I never picked up in the paper pattern for some reason. But that one is a Mrs. Poncho and Belt pattern. This one is supposed to be a 1-hour sew. It is an oversized poncho that has top stitching trim and shaped hemline. With that 1-hour sew, that's talking about machine sewing time only. It's not cutting the pattern, all of that stuff or whatnot. Another thing I like about this one is I can use fleece, wool, or even like wool blends or even double knit for this one. And another thing, guess what? It's a no notion pattern. As long as you're doing view A, it's a no notion pattern. If you are doing view B, C, or D, you will need hook and eye closure for that one. But once again, this is 6209. Let's move over to the next pattern. Next up, I have done this pattern before. And when I did this pattern, it was too small. This was very early in my sewing journey, right? The pattern is, of course, Macall 6436. Now, when I did this pattern thinking that I was ready to tackle these average to sew intermediate patterns. And Shawn from, what is her handle? I forgot what her handle is, but I'll put it up. But she did like this 5-piece set. This is before Instagram. Like, I want to say this was way back in like 2017, I think, maybe 2018. I'm going to say before Instagram, but I think this is before I even really cared about Instagram. I was not on Instagram at this time. I was strictly on Facebook and not even on YouTube. I was just Facebook. But I used to watch a lot of YouTubers. I still watch a lot of YouTubers. But I forgot what her handle was. But I'm going to put it up on YouTube. Now, she did this shirt. I don't think it's this exact same pattern, but it could. But this one, it was a button-down shirt. It's a sew-along by Shawn. And she did like a 5-piece collection where she did like pants, a top, button-down shirt, a dress, and a skirt. And I think a jacket, I think was her 5-piece set during this time. So I picked up this pattern for that. And here's the thing. Every time I went inside, it's no longer Joann's. I get it. Every time I went inside, I would try to find this pattern. It's not there. So I decided it's time to get it in PDF. Hey, it was pretty cheap. All right. So I went ahead and picked it up for $3.99. Once again, it is Macall 6436. Moving over to the next pattern. Next up, this pattern has a history and a story behind it because listen, back in I want to say it was 2018, maybe 2017, I tried my hand at a prom dress that was a success, but it fell all at the same time. It was a success because I was able to do it. And She looked gorgeous in the prom dress. I don't have pictures to show because it was a disaster from hell, right? But I would say client, but listen, I'm not taking nobody. I'm not doing prom dresses. I think the next prom dress I do will be for my daughter, and that's it. I don't have the patience, okay? With that, I use this pattern. The pattern is 6838, and I just hacked it, put some lace on it, did a whole bunch of stuff or whatever. I did that, and super cute pattern. I literally threw that pattern away after doing the prom dress because I wouldn't say it gave me nightmares, but you might as well say, woo, the client gave me a nightmare. So for those of you who do prom dresses, alterations, I'm going to take my hat off to y'all because I had to be nice to get my coins, okay? To finish getting my coins. Because to pay half up front and half on delivery, yeah. Enough said about that. Now, this one is kind of like a create it pattern. You can use a bodice, one bodice. You pick your bodice, you pick your skirt, you pick your flounce if you want the flounce, or the train. You pick that yourself. So I like this pattern. I feel like this pattern will be sexy for an upcoming event. So I went ahead and picked it up. Once again, it's 6838. Moving over to the next pattern. Next up, I did this pattern, and as of right now, the dress is too small. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. This pattern is 6885. Yes, it's out of print. I picked up a lot of out of print patterns, but don't judge me, judge yourself. I picked this up in PDF for $3.99. And this pattern right here, I believe it was Erica Bunker. She did a sew along for this pattern. Somebody did a sew along for this pattern. But it's 6885. I did it before. I did it for 4th of July. I did it in a Patriots fabric, and it was amazing. And I would love to do that again. I don't have any 4th of July fabric, but I would love to get my hands on some fabric where I could color block it like I did before. Once again, it's 6885. Moving over to the next pattern. Next up, I did this pattern before. I wanted a fresh copy because y'all, I did this pattern. Okay, first of all, let me tell you the pattern. The pattern is, of course, McCall's 6920. And I did this pattern probably about 3 years ago. I wore this to a Christmas party. No, actually, I sewed this dress together when I was still in South Carolina. So the dress is about 7-ish years old, maybe 8 years old. My son is 10. So, well, he's 9. He'll be 10 Friday. So Friday the 20th. I want to say this pattern, I did this pattern probably 2016, 2017 maybe. But yeah, so almost 8 years. The dress is it's definitely 7 years old. It's still in my closet. I actually wore it about a year ago. If you remember my video that I did, and it was the fashion in the city of love, I believe. It was the Paris collection. I showed the dress and y'all went ham, okay, on that entire collection. I'm going to put the video up here so you're able to see it. Y'all, that red dress is badass, okay? So I picked it up again because I want to do it in a black. I think it would be elegant and sexy in a black. By the way, our good auntie Anita, she has a full complete sew along for this pattern. You could definitely grab this pattern if you have some knit. Now I use double knit when I made the red dress. I have some double knit in my stash. So if I make it, I will probably use some double knit again. I actually use a Ponte, actually I said double knit, but Ponte knit for my dress, and I would do the same thing if I make it again. When I make it again, I want to do it in a black for sure, and maybe a different color. Don't know. But once again, this pattern is Macall 6920. Let's go ahead and move over to the last pattern that I picked up from simplicity.com. All right, so the last pattern that I picked up from simplicity.com, here's the thing. I did a full sew along for this pattern. You guys love this sew along. I wear this top all the time, okay? I need to make another one. However, I don't know where I put the pattern. I don't know if I threw it away. I don't know if it's buried in one of those bins of patterns. I don't know. But the pattern is Macall 7359. Now, this is a V-neck dolman sleeve top. The sew along is for, I believe, UD. I color blocked it. Love it, okay? So, when I say it's buried in my closet, it's buried in my closet between all the other stuff that I have sewn, because your girl is knee deep sewing up these tops, okay? Button down shirts right now, but we'll get back to tops at some point. But I am like a woman who wants button down shirts right now because I'm all about that work life this year. That is my main focus. Work, wear. That's it. We'll get back to all the extra stuff probably in the upcoming year, but right now it's all about work because that's where I spend majority of my time. All right. Those are all the patterns that I picked up from simplicity.com. Let's go ahead and get into the VikiSews patterns that I picked up this past weekend for Father's Day. Let's go. So the first pattern that I picked up from VikiSews.com, because they dropped a new collection, which is their summer collection. I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen so you're able to see it. So during that collection, they were offering 50% off patterns, plus you get a sewing course if you spent $30 or more. So I think I picked up like 8 patterns from this new collection, and I think 1 or 2 from a previous collection. So the first pattern that I picked up is the Wanda dress. And the reason why I picked it up is because it is close fitting. I feel like this will be great to put in my collection. I'm saying like collection, but it's not necessarily a collection. I do have something planned for my anniversary, and I feel like this would be sexy to have this as like, instead of a long dress, a mini dress to wear for a, not even a date night, more like a evening, I guess, a evening, not on that day, but probably the day before, the day after, to dinner or something like that. That would be super dope and super cool to wear. All right. So the first thing that I picked up was the Wanda dress. Next pattern. The next pattern that I picked up is the Nani shorts. Now, the Nani shorts, I can't even talk, y'all. I digress. Let's get it. All right, so the Nani, say it slow. Say it slow. All right, so the cut. All right, so the Nani shorts, I said it right that time. Nani shorts. So that one I like because, first of all, I love a good pair of shorts with a fly front zipper. I don't know, but I am one who loves either an invisible zipper or a fly front zipper. I'm not one who really cares to have shorts in elastic all the time. Now, elastic is great for shorts, don't get me wrong. But the shorts that I like to wear in elastic, those are the ones that I'm going to wear to bed. Outside of the house, I want to wear shorts that have invisible zipper or fly front zipper. That's just my vibe. I don't know. That's just my vibe. But these Nani shorts, yes, baby. And of course, you know, your girl had to throw in the blazer that they have on VikiSews.com, which is the Jolene. Y'all already know, Dolly Parton. She did Jolene. So I had to follow suit and go ahead and pick up the Jolene blazer. Why not? This blazer is a semi-fitted, fully lined blazer with a defined waist. I love it. Now, when I first was looking at this pattern, I did not like, I guess it's like pockets that you could put, I don't know. I wasn't feeling that, but I needed to follow suit and pick up the Jolene. I have high hopes for this pattern. All right. But once again, it's the Nani shorts and the Jolene blazer. Moving over to the next pattern. Next up is the Rhea top. Now this top, y'all, sexy all over again, okay? So I like this top for the sense of it's a semi-fitted ankle length style top, and it has the adjustable straps. Now, one thing about this pattern right here, look, this top right here is all about nightwear. I'm not wearing it out the house. We gonna keep that thing inside the house, and I'm gonna wear it as nightwear. And of course, with the top, I had to go ahead and throw in the pants. The pants or the trousers, it's called the Tasha trousers. So I like the straight cut trousers. It has like a it widens slightly at the very bottom of these. It is finished with a facing but y'all know me. I'm not a girl who love like a facing on her pants. I will probably make a waistband. We shall see. It all depends on the type of fabric that you're going to use. Regarding fabrics, you could use crepe, satin, silk, you name it. I think for me, I would probably want a pair of silk or satin fabric. Now, you guys know I would have to order fabric. Actually, I do have some silk and some crepe. I have crepe back satin in my stash too, in navy blue. So, we shall see. But once again, y'all already know the Tasha pants and the Rhea top. Moving over to the next pattern is the Fida. However you pronounce it, because y'all know I'm gonna say it the English way. All right, so this is pretty much like a loose fitting dress. It's like off the shoulders. I like that A-line silhouette, asymmetrical, whatever you want to call it. I like that single strap over the right shoulder. Now these can be paired. The reason why I picked it up is because these could be paired with the Tasha trouser, and you have more than, you have two tops but one bottom. And I think that would be cool. You could also wear it on vacation or whatnot, because that's resort, beach vibe, anniversary, whatever, right? So that's why I went ahead and picked up this pattern as well. Once again, it's the Fida, not Florida, but Fida, however you want to pronounce the name. But it's a dress / top. Moving over to the next one, which is a blouse. And it's the Fama blouse. Let me stop. All right, so this one is pretty much like a lace blouse. If you remember McCall's 8557, it's very similar with the ties where you have the front and then it ties all the way down. I like that detail. I went ahead and picked this one up because it is a straight cut blouse with a stand collar. The front is shaped with bust darts for sure. It has lace, like I mentioned. It has functional sew-on ties that you're going to need. This pattern is hip length, but looking at the model, it doesn't look like it's hip length. It looks like it's going to stop right at the belly button, in my opinion. So that's one thing that I may do is extend it to where I have this go all the way down to my butt. All right. But I think it's cool. Once again, it's the Fama blouse. Next up, a pair of pants to go with that blouse is the Delora pants. Now, one thing that I like about these pants, it's like a balloon pants. And listen, I love them. It reminds me of MC Hammer. Hammer pants. Okay. If you missed my video, because I just dropped a video over the weekend about 10 trends from the 90s that we're still wearing today. go back to that video because I know some people may think MC Hammer pants is new. However, it came out way back then, okay? 35 plus years old, all right? Asked MC Hammer that the 90s called and said that they wanted their pants back, but they said, nah, we'll keep this in 2025. 35 years later. Happy birthday to the 90s. All right, so the Delara pants, which is like a balloon style pants, harem pants, whatever, what have you, right? I like this. I like the fact that the upper edge of the waistband, it sits about inch and a fourth below the waist. I love that. I also love the fact of the elastic, okay? So I had to pick them up. Once again, it is the Delara pants. And the final pattern that I picked up from VikiSews.com is the Sia dress. Now, this dress does remind me of Mimi G's pattern, though I think it's Simplicity 3064. It's pretty much a slip dress, basically. So I felt like this one is suitable for beginners, easy to sew. It's accentuated the waist for this one. I think this would be easy to throw on. I don't see any notions that you will need for that one. So yeah, I went ahead and picked it up. Easy to sew. Love it. Well, those are all the patterns that I picked up from both Simplicity.com and VikiSews. Let me know which ones you would be excited for me to sew up. Y'all know, my list is just growing. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If this video was educational, inspiring, and fun, give your girl a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Comment in the comment section below and let me know which Simplicity.com pattern are you most interested to see me sew, as well as which VikiSews pattern would you be interested in me sewing. All right. And share this video with a sewing bestie. Share it with your mama, your cousin. Actually, it's not Mother's Day anymore. So you need to share it with your daddies. Like the daddies, the fathers, the nephews, the sons. You know, all of them. The unks. Share it with everybody. Everybody. Both men and women. It doesn't matter. All right. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, keep sewing.
Long as up, I'ma do your thing. Shawty know she killing the game when she rockin' her braids. When she rockin' her braids. Yeah, cornrows crochet, got us some French braids. Jumbo box braids.